I would now recognize Mr. Newhouse for his 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for letting me be on the panel this afternoon. I'm here to talk about a recent Fish and Wildlife Service final rule that has, I believe, the potential to have grave consequences on my constituents and visitors to the northern part of my district. Director Williams, you recently decided, I might add against the will of my constituents, to move forward with the introduction of grizzly bears into my district. Of the $338.2 million requested in the budget for resource management to conserve, protect, and enhance listed and at-risk wildlife, fish, plants, and their habitats, can you tell me how much is currently allocated to finalize the grizzly bear plan?
Congressman, I do not have the exact number for that, but I would say that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's role...
Let me just say that if you don't have the number, I would certainly like that. And it seems to me, after reading through your testimony and listening to the comments, that this money would be much better used to end the erosion, your words, of your on-the-ground conservation efforts as described in your testimony. So I should ask you, why is it, after over a decade of public meetings, comment periods, 2 administrations, both Republican and Democrat, are you moving forward with this plan? However, I can answer that for you. Your agency is bending to the extreme environmentalists who continually abuse the ESA against the will of private landowners. Earlier this week, we had a conversation with Director Sams of the Park Service. He stated that the most pertinent reason for moving these bears is their cultural significance. So, would you think your agency should be making decisions on current species management because of cultural significance? More directly, Director Williams, would you feel safe if a female grizzly bear made her way into your backyard in search of her cubs? That situation will soon be a reality for my constituents because of your agency's actions. When we met last November, I remind you, you told me that this 10J proposal was needed to expand management options due to the fact, I underscore that word, the fact that the First Nations tribes in British Columbia had plans to imminently move bears to the northern border of the NCE. I'd like to now enter into the record, if I could, Madam Chair, correspondence between my staff and the Canadian government, specifically staff from the British Columbian province. This correspondence states that there are no immediate plans to move bears into the Canadian side of the North Cascades ecosystem. Now, I find that very interesting. So what is abundantly clear to me now is that your agency is relocating bears from other ecosystems, perhaps Yellowstone, to prevent delisting in spite of population recovery metrics having been achieved as outlined per the ESA. Now, as a representative of Washington's 4th Congressional District, I do listen to my constituents, unlike your agency. And in light of that, I will be introducing a resolution of disapproval under the Congressional Review Act to overturn the final 10J rule, and I will continue to fight for the farmers, the ranchers, the rural communities near the North Cascades. And with that, Madam Chair, I yield back.
May I answer?
Thank you.
Madam Chair, Congressman, was there a question in that, and may I answer?
I yield back.